In Australia, we all know how hard it is to buy cigarettes. They're costly, they're distributed at only a few select stores, and they're packaged in a way that turns most people off smoking them. But in the bustling streets of Jakarta, the capital city of Indonesia, a completely different story is being told. Every street and marketplace seems to be either selling cigarettes or advertising them, and it's commonplace to see the population, especially males, resting on the sidewalks smoking the deadly substance. It's been 8 years since the video of Indonesia's smoking baby, and despite some changes being made to legislation, the country is still struggling with a tobacco epidemic. And the most impacted?
Kalau misalnya dikasih tahu bahwa rokok itu berbahaya, mereka sudah dengar gitu. Tapi seberapa bahayanya dia nggak akan bisa membayangkan sampai dia merasakannya sendiri, apalagi anak-anak gitu ya.
Dr. Rahma Indira Wardani is a public health researcher for the Center of Health Administration Management and Public Health for the University of Indonesia. Our investigative journalism team decided to talk to her about how the rokok, meaning tobacco companies in Indonesia, purposely subvert laws and regulations in order to advertise their products to youth.
Jadi misalnya begini, dalam penyiaran itu sebenarnya sudah ada regulasi bahwa kalau misalnya iklan rokok itu dia harus jam 9 ke atas gitu. Ya, tapi dengan cara dia memberikan sponsor terhadap kegiatan-kegiatan, misalnya bulu tangkis, musik. Nah, secara logika aja deh, logika. Kenapa sih kemudian mereka menamai misalnya Black apa gitu, Black Festival, kemudian Jarum apa gitu ya, Sampurna apa gitu. Itu menanamkan gitu ya, kalau misalnya strategi marketing itu menanamkan di benak mereka nama-nama itu saat tertanam, maka mereka akan melihat bahwa citanya itu baik gitu. Oh, itu diselenggarakan oleh itu gitu. Nah, itu harus benar-benar dihentikan, dan mereka bisa saja kemudian menayangkannya di bawah jam 9 karena alasannya adalah itu kan sport gitu. Masuk ke berita olahraga pagi. Nah, itu nggak boleh.
After hearing about the startling amount of ways Indonesia's biggest tobacco companies and brands, such as Sampurna, Jarum, and Gudang Garam, advertise to youth, we decided to hit the streets and investigate it ourselves. On the way to Depok, however, we discovered that our Indonesian driver, who wished to remain anonymous, had a lot to say about the matter.
Tapi Mas tahu bahayanya merokok?
Enggak bahaya buat saya. Justru orang yang nggak merokok itu malah berbahaya.
Oh, karena kena asap rokoknya? Atau gimana?
Enggak.
Karena apa?
Berarti dia nggak sehat kalau nggak ngerokok.
Wah,
iya.
Kok ada mindset kayak gitu sih, Mas? Mas taunya dari mana?
Ya, karena saya perokok. Kalau orang nggak perokok kan mindsetnya beda. Betul nggak?
Oh, iya sih mungkin.
Iya.
Cuman kan karena udah adiksi mungkin atau gitu.
Enggak. Kalau bilang rokok itu buruk buat kesehatan, itu yang ngomong bukan perokok, gitu kan?
Oh, iya jelas.
Dan rata-rata
kenapa bisa menyimpulkan sehat?
Perdagangan itu kan persaingan, Mbak. Yang paling populer di kalangan masyarakat umum itu kan nikotin.
Oh iya, terus?
Sedangkan perusahaan vaksin ini kan kalah. Misal seperti Krating Deng, Red Bull, ya kan, minum energi kan kalah kan, energy drinknya gitu kalah kan sama rokok. Nah, mereka cara untuk menjatuhkan nikotin ya dengan cara seperti itu.
While our driver's claims were far-flung to say the least, they are a reflection of how unaware a majority of Indonesia's public are about the dangers tobacco poses to one's health. Another consistency we found with smokers in Indonesia during our investigation was that many started smoking before the age of 18. This would indicate that tobacco advertising is more prevalent and therefore making more of an impact on youth than public health campaigns are. This falls in line with the Global Youth Tobacco Survey's most recent report on Indonesia, where statistics showed that only 32.1% of students had never smoked tobacco before, and 20.3% between the ages of 13 and 15 years old were daily current smokers. However, some smokers, such as Dickie here with his friend Rudy, unlike our previous interviewee, know the health risks associated with tobacco. However, because they started smoking at a young age, they feel that they are now too addicted to stop.
Tapi tahu nggak kalau rokok itu buruk buat kesehatan?
Ya tahu.
Tapi
Emang sangat buruk sih. Waktu itu saya sempat dioperasi dan dokter itu dikasih diagnosa kalau saya itu kebanyakan ngerokok. Tapi
umur berapa?
6 bulan yang lalu.
6 bulan yang lalu?
Iya, saya dioperasi. Setelah itu saya vakum untuk tidak ngerokok. Tapi karena saya udah beda gitu, udah kecanduan, mulai ngerokok lagi ke sekarang.
Tapi ada keinginan untuk berhenti tidak?
Ada, susah banget.
Across town, at a train terminal in Depok, our investigative team also came across Siti, aged just 12 years old. She began smoking only a few months ago.
Terus Adi mulai ngerokok karena apa?
Karena butuh pada hati.
Karena itu gara-garanya sama teman, nongkrong sama temen ditawarin, katanya enak, diajarin situlah dan kan saya lihat gitu, kok bisa keluar dari hidung. Nah, katanya diajarin saya cara keluar dari hidung, isep.
Gimana?
Terus ditarik gitu. Pertamanya saya batu gitu.
Terus tapi lama-lama?
Lama-lama ya enak. Saya pertama ngerokok juga itu rokok Nestle tuh, yang masih 1 gopek tuh zaman dulu.
Sekarang udah berapa?
Sekarang udah 1.500 kayaknya. Sekarang kan rokok udah mulai mahal. Tuh, saya di situ.
Terus sehari sekarang berapa habis ngerokok?
Ya, enggak. Kadang kalau duit lebih dari 5.000 apa 10.000 bisa itu duit habis di rokok, makan gitu. Terkadang saking pengen ngerokok banget, kira-kira orang yang kenal minta gitu sama teman-teman kayak gitu.
Tapi Siti tahu kalau ngerokok itu bikin nggak sehat?
Ya tahu, tapi ya
Udah
pernah coba untuk berhenti merokok. Sempet tuh dapet 2 bulan. Balik lagi ngerokok. Saya bisanya merokok juga minum gitu gara-gara ya gitulah.
kan sayang uangnya, mending buat makan. Kenapa lebih berhenti rokok?
Ya enggak, kadang saya juga mikir enak gitu kalau lagi ada masalah dalam rumah atau sekolah, saya lari ke teman-teman yang minum rokok gitu. Udah sama dia pasti dia beli itu minuman rokok gitu ya. Di situ saya lari ke situ ya seneng gitulah, hilang rasa itu sampai di hati, sampai di pikiran, hilang.
When talking to Siti, the 2 young men, and many other Indonesians off the street, we were able to gather a lot of information about the smoking habits of the Indonesian people. However, one thing that everyone seemed to have in common was their favorite cigarette brand.
Rokok yang paling favorit merek apa?
Mil. Ada.
Sampurna.
Oh, Sampurna Mil.
Sampurna ya.
Sampurna.
Sampurna Mil.
I'm currently standing right outside of Jakarta, where it seems that tobacco regulations are almost non-existent. Right behind me is a billboard by Sampurna, who we tried to get in contact with for an interview today. While we managed to talk to one of their marketing specialists off the record, it was seen that overall they wish to remain silent on this subject. It was not just Sampurna that we tried to contact either. While in Jakarta, our investigative team also visited one of their most popular museums, Gallery Indonesia Kaya. Despite being a common destination for school trips, even this community-minded space could not escape tobacco advertising. Displayed everywhere in the gallery is rokok company Jarum, whose foundation sponsors this museum. Multiple times over the course of a week, we attempted to film a phone conversation with Jarum Foundation. The result?
Nomor yang Anda tuju tidak menjawab. Silahkan tinggalkan pesan suara dengan cara telepon ke
was a smoker. Even when I'm co-founded with my friends at Tobacco Free Indonesia community before the Smoke Free Agent, I was still smoking. But I'm aware that smoking is not good for my health and also to the people around me because the secondhand smokers is also they also have a problem and harms for them. In Indonesia, tobacco industry is a huge tobacco industry. They spend billions rupiah for recruiting and lure the new smokers, which is from teenagers, and we know that it's getting earlier, like 2 years old, and in Indonesia we call baby smokers.
Hasna Tyas, who works for the health-conscious organisation Smoke Free Agent, is a prominent tobacco control activist in Indonesia. More than happy to help us with our documentary, she took us around Jakarta to interview the middlemen, the sellers and distributors of cigarettes.
Pak, itu rokoknya berapa sebatang, Pak?
500.
Anak-anak sering nggak, Pak? Ada yang beli rokok gitu?
Ya, ada yang 2 batang.
2 batang.
Kalau di sini bisa beli rokok batangan?
Bisa.
Berapa sekarang rokok batangan, Bu?
Gimana rokoknya? Samsu 2.000.
Yang paling murah Samsu. Sampurna.
Sampurna kretek.
Oh, yang paling murah. Biasanya anak-anak suka beli di sini nggak, Bu?
Ada.
Tapi pernah, Bu, Ibu lihat anak-anak beli?
Banyak lah yang beli batangan. Kalau di Indomaret nggak boleh.
Oh, anak kecil bisa beli di sini?
Ada.
Pernah, Bu, beli? Ibu nemuin di sini? Dia beli buat diri dia sendiri atau buat orang lain?
Ada anak nakal mah buat sendiri. Anak bahasanya anak ngamen itu kan kecil-kecil ngerokok.
Tapi nggak apa-apa, padahal kan 18 tahun ke atas ya.
To our surprise, we even caught on tape one vendor selling cigarettes to what looked like a young teenage boy. When we went to go see him afterwards, the vendor didn't seem too eager to talk.
Satu bungkus 2.000.
Iya, 1.500.
Perokok yang masih muda.
Oh, yang muda paling ya anak SMA paling.
Kita record ya? Boleh direkam?
Nah, ini lagi sibuk parkir.
Enggak, ini sekarang aja. Oh, mau parkir.
Enggak parkirin motor aku.
Udah, maaf, makasih ya.
It was during this day that we also ran into other youth who told us about their own personal experiences with smoking tobacco.
Pernah coba merokok?
Pernah.
Kapan?
Udah lama sih. Kelas 5-4 lah. Enggak, kelas 5 sama.
Fifth grade. And why did they decide to try?
Kenapa mau nyoba?
Penasaran.
Berapa umurnya, Abang?
Sekarang 22.
Oh, terus Abang udah mulai ngerokok dari umur berapa?
Umur 12 tahun.
Terus kalau nggak ngerokok kenapa? Kayak
Ada yang kurang aja gitu. Apalagi kalau habis makan.
jadi habis makan harus ngerokok gitu.
Iya. Jadi enak.
Terus Abang tau nggak sebenarnya rokok itu berbahaya atau gimana?
Udah tahu sih efeknya, tapi mau gimana lagi.
Tapi berarti kalau misalnya difasilitasi pemerintah buat berhenti, ada mau itu?
Ya sebenarnya pengen. Saya sebenarnya pengen gitu kembali lagi menjadi seperti yang dulu, nggak kenal rokok, nggak kenal minum, nggak kenal pokoknya yang nakal-nakal gitu. Pengen tapi susah.
Lingkungannya nggak mendukung.
Ya susah, saya pengen gitu. Tapi ya.
Oke, makasih.
Alhamdulillah lah, termasuknya imannya masih kuat. Ada saya teman yang pakai.
Many Indonesians, such as Dr. Rahma and Hasna Tyas, have faith that Indonesia can solve its tobacco conundrum. Often, health organisations and non-Indonesians will point to Australia's strict tobacco distribution and advertising restrictions as an example for Indonesia to follow. However, as 20-year-old Namira Putri, who currently studies in Australia, pointed out, resolving Indonesia's tobacco epidemic is not as simple as it may seem.
The sad reality is, cigarette companies, taxes is the one who built Indonesia. Basically, why cigarette companies is really big in Indonesia, it's because there's a lot of consumers there. It's like a lot of people are smoking. It's really cheap, and then so they get a lot of profit, right? And then those company profit, some of the profit needs to go to the government, which helps build Indonesia. A lot of people are working in cigarette companies, right? Starting from the labor, and then like from the management level, and then the marketing level. So if one company shut down, maybe the impact would not be only for like 1,000 or 2,000, it would be like 100,000 or like 2 million people. I mean, there's a lot of people at risk if one company is shut down or two companies is shut down.
Addressing the economic fallout as well as Indonesia's tobacco problem among youth are organisations such as WHO, as well as fighters on the ground such as Tyas. In their State of Health Inequality Report on Indonesia, WHO suggested that in order to reduce the high rates of smoking among males, one should create policies that aim to prevent the adoption of behavioural risk factors such as smoking by adolescents across all socio-economic levels. This is a gradual process which will see economic repercussions such as job and equity loss become less impactful as the population grows more educated.
Join with the community with tobacco control and National Commission on Tobacco Control and smoke-free agents to spread the awareness to the young people that they don't know about the harm of the tobacco itself.
While Indonesia's fight to control tobacco consumption among youth is still ongoing, there is hope for the future. As the older generation start changing their ways and the younger generation join the cause, there is always potential for real change to start happening from the bottom up. The tobacco companies may seem all-powerful, but the children of Indonesia are becoming wiser. It's only a matter of time before the advertising to youth is banned and the people will rise for change.